out there? This is another episode of The Average Guy's Guide to Life. I'm your host, Era the Difference, amateur novelist, amateur comedian, full-time musician, admitted nerd, admitted contrarian, recovering jackass of sorts. Here to check in on you, episode 2. Hopefully you listened to episode 1, enjoyed the Trump topic. This won't be as heavy. I don't like to discuss those heavy things too frequently, especially things that I really don't give a fuck about. It was just something that was on my mind. Once again, this isn't a scripted thing. This is strictly for entertainment purposes and to give you something to think about. Hopefully, just a little bit. Haven't got any responses to the Trump questions yet. Looking for some feedback or some links on that. Check out the last episode if you need to know what I'm talking about here. Of course, he's a controversial, divisive figure. And I want to know what side of the fence I should be on. You know, I'm definitely not for him, but I'm not against him either. But, you know, if you're going to hate somebody, I want to know why the fuck we're going to hate them. You know? Why we got to hate somebody? Let me know. I'll join in the fucking hate party. Give me a torch. Give me a fucking torch. I'm all good. Just checking in with some updates on, of course, my New England Patriots. I made some predictions for the sporting weekend that weren't exactly true. And football, man. Football. That is probably our most unpredictable sport left, along with mixed martial arts, which I'm a huge fan of both. Now, basketball sometimes, but basketball is star-driven, and sometimes you have transcendent talents. And when you got that, you can build your team around that, and you're going to do a lot of winning. Football don't work that way, man. Football does not work that way. Football don't give a shit about your expectations. And I'm not saying that the Pats were talented this year, and I'm also not giving them a pass either. Not saying that they were, handicapped this year, even though they had some glaring deficiencies. They didn't look right all year, even when they were beating up on those helpless teams. They still didn't look right to me. So them losing the way that they did to Tennessee, I wasn't upset about it. I kind of felt a sense of relief, like, finally. Like I knew it was going to happen. I knew one day that they were going to lose some in this playoffs especially. And that's not saying that I'm not still a hardcore Patriots fan. It's just, like the eye test. You fucking know. You know what you're looking at. You know what you're looking at. You know? Like when you meet a woman or you meet a guy and they're attractive on the outside, you meet a girl, maybe she has a nice body and she has a pretty face, she fits your standards as far as aesthetically, but then you talk to her and it's like talking to a fucking Amazon box. Or the same thing can be said for a guy. He has nice muscular arms, good pecs, tall, handsome, smells good. But talking to him is like talking to a fucking Chuck Taylor shoe. That's kind of what I felt like with the Patriots this year. Like we were looking at something, and I know that's probably a horrible comparison, but you know what I mean. They were surviving off of name value alone and off of what they've accomplished in the past alone. And there are going to be a lot of fucking haters out there, man. A lot of haters. And they're going to, especially Nick Wright. And you already know my feelings on him. Fucking ferret. And they're going to, try and discredit and not look at the deficiencies of the team and not try to focus too hard on what they've already accomplished. They're the most winningest football dynasty in history. You probably can put them in the category of most winningest dynasty in all of sports history, especially with the parody of football, man. Football is fucking weird. It's weird, you know? Just think about how the Minnesota Vikings, man, the Vikings in that upset versus the Saints. Who the fuck saw that coming? Come on now. Did you call that? Did you call that? Come on. Come on. But I'm excited. Uh, my Pats aren't in it this year. They're not going to make it to the Super Bowl. You know, I'm satisfied as a fan. I've been spoiled as a fan with that team over the years. So I can't complain. So I'm looking forward to the parity that's going to happen in this year's playoffs. I can't wait to see who comes out the other end. I don't have anyone to root for. I'm just hoping for good games, like really, really good games. The last game of the weekend, the Seahawks winning, that game was like the weakest of the weekend for me. It kind of fizzled out. It fizzled out at the end. But the other games, they were really good. The first game of the weekend was actually the fucking barn burner, if you ask me. The um, which one was that? I believe that was the Bills and the Texans. That was a really fucking close game, man. That was a close game, and it went into overtime. That was the game of the weekend for me, and the Bills gave it their best shot. I was low key rooting for the Bills to take that. Um, but moving forward, the playoffs are going to be good. I want to know who you guys got going to the Super Bowl this year, or who you got going to the championship games on the AFC and NFC side. I'm not going to give you my picks yet. Not yet. I'm going to wait until this weekend plays out. Going to see what happens because it's too much parity. It's too much. I play those dumbass pick 'em app games. Like you're supposed to pick the stats and who's going to rush for the most yards, and no one ever gets that shit right. And if you're going to eat me, I am an educated sports fan, you know. I know this shit. I don't have a life on the weekends. I don't go to clubs or any of that shit. I watch sports. So I think I'm making educated picks and even I can't guess this shit. So if you're one of those people that can guess, the outcome of each game or know who's going to rush for, you know, receive for how many yards, please, I will pay you to pick my lottery numbers. Seriously. Or I will fucking murder you and drink your blood. Because there's some sort of mystical powers going on there. Some sort of mystical shit. Oh, speaking of mystical shit, I fell through a wormhole on YouTube the other day. Excuse me. But yeah, I fell through a wormhole and I don't know what sparked it. I have no idea what encouraged my mind to go in this place. It's always spinning and sometimes I have no idea where it's gonna land. But it happened to land on psychics being exposed um, for trying to claim that they have supernatural abilities. Some shit. Like I can touch this watch and know whether or not the person that used to wear this watch died, or know if this person was a male or a female, or I could speak to the dead. You know those people. Maybe you don't, but a lot of that shit is old. Like, I haven't seen much of it recently. I think like, I gotta give the human race credit for this one. We collectively, as a species, decided that that was a bunch of bullshit. And we weren't going to fall for the shit. Like, we as a human race decided that logic defeats mystical bullshittery. There are still people out there that believe in it, and by all means, whatever you need to do to feel more spiritual or closure for some things. But I found that shit hilarious. And that's probably gonna be my YouTube recommendation for the week or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Just if you get a chance and you're taking a shit or whatever, you need to occupy your hands and your fingers because Lord knows you can't go a fucking minute or a second without looking at your phone. You're so easily bored. So if you're bored and you're taking a dump, go check out the collection of videos on YouTube of sidekicks being debunked. And I think it's like cringy or some shit like that. I think cringe is in the title. It's very fucking funny. Very good, especially if you like to watch people be exposed and liars, like known liars, these people, and to see them try to dig their way out of it, you know, I don't know, I find some sort of sick enjoyment in that. So check it out. All right, what else we got on the ticket today? Oh, the goal for last week. Hopefully you guys did that. If you didn't, whatever. But the goal was to try and reach out to somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while, that you aren't on bad terms with. That is something that I believe is going to be helpful to your spirit, to your character. So hopefully you guys did that. I'm gonna give you a new goal heading into the weekend. Um, Not quite sure what that's gonna be yet. Like I said, this show is completely not scripted. It's just based on whatever the fuck I see and whatever's going on in my day. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not just aimlessly walking through a conversation with you guys. I am trying to entertain you and give you some sort of information. But also, I don't give a shit. I'm just going with the flow here, man. Don't blame me. Don't you blame me, okay? Blame my brain. I don't work well with scripts when it comes to podcasts anyway. Um, Back on sports though, um, this is going to be a very sports heavy podcast. That's what's on my mind currently, and I'm looking ahead to the new UFC card, the pay-per-view that's going to be in a week or so, I believe. Let's check. Let's check to see when this is going to come out here. The 18th of January looks like the one that's headlined by McGregor and Cowboy. That is going to be a fucking good card. It's going to be a great card, especially if you follow the sport. Excuse me. I'm not going to pick just yet. I'm not going to make a pick on the card or the main event. I just want to do some analysis on the close of the fucking decade, man. The decade of MMA is gone. I am primarily a UFC fan, so I can't speak on Strikeforce or Bellator or Pride or, the other leagues or organizations. I can't really speak on them. UFC brought me into the sport about 2 decades ago. So that's all I can speak on, and it's a weird place to be in, to see where it came from, to see where it is now. Like it's on fucking ESPN. They have like mega stars, household names. This is very unique. One day, man, one day, if it hasn't already, this will be the premier sport in the country. I don't see it overrunning football anytime soon, but it can, in all actuality, it can leapfrog basketball. And I already think it's a leapfrog baseball, especially in the United States. Like, all you soccer watching fucks, I'm not talking about you or you fucking, what do you call it, rugby watching assholes. Like, okay, fine. Maybe that's still going to be big internationally. Okay, I'll give you that. But here in the States, America, this MMA is big, man. It's big. And there's some international stars that have made a splash. And that brings me to McGregor, McGregor from Ireland. From Ireland. I love Celtic music. But that's neither here nor there. But I think, not making a prediction, not yet anyway. But I think if McGregor doesn't win this fight, he should retire. And hear me out here. Hear me out before you come and try to burn down my house. McGregor, first of all, doesn't need to fight. He has a shit ton of money. He's doing well. And he has other ventures and other businesses that he can live off for the rest of his life. He made his name. A lot of people like to forget how good Conor McGregor was. He was the first time simultaneous UFC champion. First time, 2 divisions. You can't forget that. He knocked out Jose Aldo in, I believe, 13, 14 seconds. Cleared him. One of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. Undefeated for a decade. Cleared him in 13 seconds. Smoked Eddie Alvarez. A tank of a man. Smoked him. Didn't take him long. Made him look like a fucking amateur. Conor McGregor made his name. Is he probably going to be on the Mount Rushmore of greatest fighters of all time? No. Probably not. You know? But will he be on the Mount Rushmore for people that brought the sport to the mainstream? People that were improvisational? Yes. Yes. So his name is already in stone. So he doesn't need to fight. And this fight that he has with Cowboy, Donald Cerrone, is dangerous. He's going in there with someone who's been more active, who's fought the top of the division for the past 3 years while Conor McGregor was out doing things, came back, lost to Khabib. But Cowboy seemed like he was fighting every fucking weekend while that was going on. He had some tough losses, but he lost to the best. He lost to the best. The last loss that comes to the top of my head, and he probably lost after this, but the loss that he had to Tony Ferguson, where his eye was like a swollen fucking peach. Like it looked disgusting. His eye looked like, I don't know, like a Snorlax. It looked like some like Hawaiian buns, you know, just stuck to his face when he tried to blow out his nose. And Tony Ferguson was, to me, the number 1 contender for 4 years. So losing to Tony Ferguson isn't an embarrassment by any means. But he fought him, and he didn't look bad. And Tony Ferguson is an animal. Conor McGregor had 1 fight in, I believe, the past 3 years. And he got mauled by Khabib. So, for me, just to take without picking a winner for this fight, it's a dangerous fight for Conor. I believe that if he doesn't win this fight, he should retire, go spend some money on your baby and your family, promote your fucking whiskey, do the whole Conor McGregor thing, and live off your legacy, man. Live off your fucking legacy. A lot of MMA fighters, they don't get the opportunity to do that. When I saw Chuck Liddell fight Tito Ortiz a little while back, because you knew that was for the fucking money. And this man was damn near 50 years old. And he's out there throwing his slow motion ass punches. It was so sad. It was so sad to watch him throw those punches like he was underwater. It was very sad, and you knew that was a cash grab. And that's a 50-year-old man. Conor's still a young man, and he never needs to fight for money again. If he doesn't fuck up anymore and has any more lawsuits. So let me know what you guys think. You know, should Conor McGregor retire after taking this fight if he loses? You know, and this is on paper a safe fight for him to take. It's not that I am a fan of Conor's, okay? And I'm also a fan of Cowboys. And And for the sake of MMA as an industry and the UFC as a corporation, I want Conor to win. This is not my pick, by the way. I want Conor to win so that the casuals come back and that MMA can continue to grow as a whole and the UFC can get more eyeballs on it. And I'm not a big, advocate for the Khabib rematch. I don't think I would like to see that. Khabib is on a whole nother level right now. I would more like to see him fight Justin Gaethje if he beats Cowboy, and then maybe Tony Ferguson if Tony Ferguson can beat Khabib. If all of those things happen, then I think he should stick around for a couple of more fights. A couple more. If he beats Cowboy. If he doesn't, he should retire, count his fucking money, stop punching old men. Just live your life, man. What do you guys think? Let me know. I'm really curious if there's any MMA fans out there. If you are, I love you. I want to bet you. Hopefully it's more mainstream. So hopefully I got some MMA fans out there. And give me your picks while you're at it. Give me your picks. I wanna see who you guys got going into this January 18th card. Conor versus Cowboy. Also, there is a movie that I'm going to suggest that I haven't even seen yet. I haven't seen this fucking movie. And I'm not going to say that I was swayed by reviews I've read. I'm just like a history nut. Yes, I rub it out to fucking history. All the time. All the time. I love things that are based on some period piece, whether it be Middle Ages or World War I, World War II, just old shit. I recently got into Peaky Blinders. And that's, if you've ever seen that show, that's like 1900s England. It's a good show. It's pretty good. And the movie I'm going to recommend is similar to that, in period and kind of in theme, but not really. Not really. If you've seen Peaky Blinders, then you'll know what I mean when I recommend this movie. But 1917, I heard was the best movie of the year. Now, I'm not going to say it was. I haven't seen it yet. And I'm not talking about commercials. I don't watch television. Not much anyway. So I don't care what the fucking magazines say, or I don't care what your favorite movie blogger says, Siskel or Ebert. Siskel still alive? Is Ebert still alive? Whatever. Whatever. That's some Chicago shit. Is it still some Chicago shit? Whatever. 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down, whatever. I don't read any of that shit. The only thing I do is form my opinion based on the facts of what the movie projected up to this point, right? And I get the reviews from people I trust. People I know that are in the industry, and I trust their opinions because they're not biased at all. Not towards a specific actor or genre, director, producer. They just call it down the middle how they see it. And upon the information that I was given, this is going to be one of the best movies of the year. Go fucking watch it. Watch that shit. I'm going to take myself, man. I'm going to take myself. I have no fucking shame. I take myself out on dates all the time. All the time. I don't care how creepy it looks. I don't care. What? You got something to say? You got something to say? You want to fuck me? You want to fuck me? If you don't, stop looking so hard. Seriously. But no, it's not like that. I'm just a lonely bastard. Anyway, moving on here. Joker is also a good movie. If you haven't seen that yet, please buy it. I've seen it 4 times. That's great. To me, that is the movie of the year. That's probably going to be one of my favorite movies of all time when it's all said and done. I don't think anything's going to top that. My personal opinion. Just my opinion. But 1917, they said it's coming for the crown, man. They said it's coming for the throne. Speaking of coming for some shit, women, man, women. And I'm not even trying to alienate my female listeners, if I even have any at this point. Like, you guys probably don't give a shit. Hold on, let me take my shirt off real quick. Hold on. It's fucking hot. Why the hell? I got some really sweaty fucking pits, man. My fucking pits are sweaty as fuck. Anyway, that was probably too much information. It's fucking hot in here. It's fucking hot. You ever get that feeling like the space in between your fucking toes are sweating? Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. It's not good. It's not fucking good. Maybe it's just me, you know? You ever get that feeling like you lift your head up and like that meat on the back of your neck, like it's juicy in between there? You know what I'm talking about? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. You know? Anyway, my fucking tits are sweating. Women, speaking of tits, women. You guys want to move into everything. Every fucking thing, bro. Everything. There is nothing sacred to manhood anymore. Nothing. And let me tell you what I mean by that. Let me tell you what I mean. And like I said, this isn't picking on my female listeners. I just want you to listen to what I got to say, okay? There were things that were associated with manhood. Being a man, you know, being a big, hairy, sweaty, nasty man like I feel right now. Like football. Football for 100 years, because this is the 100th anniversary of the real America's game, Old Pigskin. This is the anniversary, the 100-year anniversary. And there's never been, for fucking 99 years, there's never been a problem with women not playing football. It was all good. It was all good. But now it's become a problem. Now we have to consider, why aren't women playing this game? Why aren't women more involved with football? What? Excuse me? Excuse me? Do you want to watch someone get murdered? Like, I don't understand. So we are condoning murder on television is what we're saying. Why aren't women involved in football? That should be a fucking rhetorical question. And not just that, you know, it's just, hear me out, ladies. There are things that men do and men watch to escape from womanness and you know, things that girls like. We like violent sports. We like fast cars. You know, some of us, we like Michael Bay movies. I'm not one, but there are those guys out there. They like Michael Bay flicks. You know, things that are associated with manhood. Cage fighting, you know. And trust me, some of my favorite MMA fighters are women, but they fight other women. You know how that goes. But you guys always want to fuck a piece of the pie, man. Can we have anything? Can we have anything? Like, we want you to watch it with us. That's the fucking crazy part. We want to teach you about football. And we want to teach you about these sports and these things that we enjoy. And we love mansplaining. We love mansplaining them to you. And see, hey, you know what a first down is? Hey, you know what offsides is? Hey, do you know what a Hail Mary is? You know, I'm going to teach you this shit. Teach you about a fucking Pick play and a goddamn slant. I'm gonna teach you what these things mean, but you have to watch it with me as a fan. Don't you ever thinking about going and ruining this for me? Don't you ruin it. Keep your fucking vagina out of it. But that's another thing I want to know what you guys think. I want to know if you guys have anything, male or female, that just shouldn't be bothered with by the opposite sex. Like, keep your nose out of this. This is strictly ours. Like, you guys have Lifetime. We used to have Spike. Like, I haven't watched Spike in years, so I'm not sure if we still have Spike. But you guys for sure have Lifetime. You still got that. And you got all the other shit, too. Like, you got the fucking Food Network, Home and Garden, and all that shit. You guys got hundreds of fucking channels. We used to only have Spike and ESPN, but not entirely that either. I can make a whole fucking episode about that, about the separation between male and female media. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think about what should be gender exclusive, or if you think there should be anything that's gender exclusive when it comes to the media that we consume. Not music, just movies and television, and in sports especially, especially in sports. Is there anything sacred? Is anything sacred anymore? Can we have this? We gave you fucking tennis and golf. I mean, not golf, but volleyball. I don't know many men that watch that shit. Softball. All right, I'm giving you guys a hard time. I'm a recovering jackass. I'm recovering, okay? I'm recovering. Give me some time. I'll get there. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you with my goal of the weekend. Let's see here. How about, and I know a lot of people are still working on their New Year's resolutions. You're trying to change your life for the better. God bless you. Do whatever the fuck you need to do to be able to look at yourself in your mirror. You sorry piece of shit. But seriously, how about the goal for the weekend is to get some exercise? Because I know a lot of people out there, and this is a generalization, of course. Not everyone. There's a lot of fucking Adonises out there. But there's a lot of folks that their goal is to lose weight or to be more active. There's a lot of people, they sit down for a living to get their paychecks. This weekend, don't sit at home. I know a lot of people may have the weekend off and don't have to work. Don't sit at home this weekend. Go do something. And that doesn't have to be fucking run a marathon. You don't have to be a fucking triathlete or learn parkour, if that's still a thing. Just go do something. Be active. Be a little bit more active than you would have been previous to 2020. To try and help you. See, I'm trying to help you maintain your New Year's resolution of getting in shape and being more active. Go for a fucking walk. Not just around your block. Maybe just around your block if that's all you can do. But somewhere else. Somewhere else. Go a little bit further. Maybe 2 trips around the block. That is my goal for you guys this weekend. Just do something. Go shoot some hoops with the boys. And if you're a lady, go to a dancing class or just go out dancing, period. That's a good exercise. Go get some dick. That's good. And don't just fucking lay there. Don't just lay there. That's not exercise. Get on top. Burn them calories, Let him see you sweat all over him for once. See how he likes it in the mouth. your fucking salty sweat dripping in his mouth. So don't just lay there. Do some work. Do some work, people. Do some work this weekend. All right. That's going to be the podcast. Average Guys Got to Life. Air the difference. What up? We out. Peace.